If the blue turns into red, the substance is acidic.
Creating curriculum for CUNY Prep is a huge challenge.
Is there more carbon dioxide?
College prep is infused from day one in all of the classrooms.
Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some bleach.
It's incorporated in terms of making sure the work is challenging enough, tending to things like can they write a college paper and can they get through a college text.
Well, how she bought 7 boxes and she has 22 left?
We are transitioning students though. They come in at all of these different levels, so it has to be flexible enough of a curriculum to be able to address all of those different kinds of needs.
10 seconds, 10.
There's a tremendous amount of creativity and individuality that we also grant to our teachers here.
I really appreciate the fact that teachers have a lot of autonomy.
Well, you can start with the older.
Very interesting.
We have a lot of freedom to deliver our curriculum in a way that we think the students could better appreciate it.
The other one? Yeah.
In the public school system, I was very tight with what I had to teach, what books I had to use, and I even had assistant principals coming up to me after class asking me, why were you teaching that? That's not going to be on the test. And my response was, okay, but I'm not teaching for the test. I'm teaching for life.
X+2.
When I came here to CUNY Prep, I was actually very, very surprised to see that it was basically up to me.
But then we had to deal with this number here.
I had the power to take something that, in my opinion, didn't work and change it. For me, that was amazing.
How many decimals are we going to move over in our answer? Back in my old school, it was all about the state test. It was you had to teach this on this day and that on that day.
63 inches squared.
That really boxed me in and boxed my growth in as a teacher. And it was very stressful, and I felt that I couldn't be me.
We're going to split this up into figures that we do know.
I've grown as a teacher since I've been here because I've had more freedom to, express myself and just take the curriculum into different directions.
We're not including the 7.5 because
I could be the teacher, not only that I've wanted to be all these years, but the teacher that is going to benefit my students and build their confidence.
I use all different types of mediums to give instruction.
There's going to be a picture in here, so I'm going to make some room for it.
And because we have students with varied academic levels, we might lose them if we weren't able to incorporate so many different strategies into our instruction.
Today, we are going to play CUNY Prep style Math Jeopardy. Give it up, give it up. Give it up.
A lot of times what dictates the way a teacher develops his or her curriculum is based on what their background and what their passion is.
algebra for 30.
There's definitely a strong feeling that if a teacher is passionate about something, they're going to teach it so much more effectively and in a much more exciting way.
We're actually using the buttermilk milk.
I teach science and cooking.
Out of the kgs, we have to find out how many grams there are.
The students understand what cooking is from the perspective of everyday novice cook to a chef that has to run a kitchen.
So you need your measuring cup.
Incorporating different science principles to look at food from a scientific perspective.
I got my master's degree in public health and I was able to come back to CUNY Prep and teach exactly what I studied for those 2 years. We have 9 experts on 9 different topics in health and teach something that I feel so passionate about, and I feel it is so important for young people to be armed with the knowledge of public health issues.
They said that 3% of men are affected by anemia, but they don't really know why the cause.
And hopefully it may spark an interest in them that they didn't know existed.
Her addiction was exercising, but she was a bulimic.
The fact that I can design a curriculum that's aligned with exactly what I'm passionate about is really amazing.
We need a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika.
No one knows your class like you do. So it's very important to be in control of creating your own curriculum. You can self-evaluate.
There's a shell. There's a shell. You trying to show up. We lost the shell.
From their feedback, verbally in writing, and your own.
Eventually, what you guys are going to do is you're going to take your publication and you're going to read it to somebody who was at that event.
The teachers care so much about their students and about their classes that we're always trying to outdo ourselves. Go to Times New Roman, change the 14 to 10. I could go home and I could plan this really awesome lesson plan, and the next day it could completely bomb. You know, teaching here, you have to be able to teach on your feet. You have to be able to know, like, okay, you know what, this isn't working, it's time to switch gears. It begins here, right?
It's supposed to begin here.
This is like the Rubik's Cube. I mean, I go home drained, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, it means so much to be part of CUNY Prep and to be a teacher here. You know what, it's so hard to read because I'm getting old, so we might have to change that color for a second.
Okay.